everybody, and welcome to the Three Black Guys show. And
What's up?
What's up, everybody? This is our first show, so this is the inaugural voyage. Hey, man, we heading off on this fantastic voyage. Anyway, but this is our show, and we hope you guys enjoy it. It's just what it is just we're going to talk about politics, business, all things that's pertaining to brothers and living black in America. And hopefully we'll be able to share some light on some things and give you some great tips on how to do business or just how to do life, period, in this wonderful country of ours. I'm Stephen Myers, and I want everybody to introduce themselves to the Three Black Guys show. Who we got up in here?
All right, my name is James Fred. This is going to be real interesting. We're going to touch on some things that I believe is going to help some people. We're probably going to make some people mad in the process, but hey, life goes on.
All right. Mm-hmm. That is true. My name is Mario Leonard, and like you said, we're discussing politics, religion, and just life as a black person in America from our perspective. Like he said, this is our inaugural launch, so bear with us in the process as we kind of figure this out. You figure it out with us.
All right. So I want to give a couple of disclaimers, guys. I know some of us know that's going to be listening to us, know us as ministers and whatnot. And we want to give a disclaimer that we are all Christians and we all love our God.
They know y'all as ministers.
We love God and we love Jesus Christ as our Lord.
Absolutely.
But and meanwhile, there are some issues that need to be addressed in I want to say culture. I have to say culture till I find a better word. But being as a black person in America, there's some things that still need to be touched upon, even in our Christianness, even in our kingdom walk.
Even as Christians, we still gotta look at things with a real world view.
Right.
Being black in this country. So we're going to touch on some things.
So it's like I said, we're not going to, and I'm not saying it's bad, guys. Listen to me. We're not saying that we're going to hide behind the Christian flag and not deal with stuff. We're going to deal with some stuff. So you're going to hear some things that you're going to be like, but you know what? We still love our God, and you don't have a heaven or hell to put us in. So in that case,
y'all gonna hear some things that's gonna challenge our religion for real. I'm telling you that now. So if you're real religious, if you're real out there like that, you're gonna have a problem with some stuff that we might say.
You may have a problem.
You may have a problem.
You may have a problem.
And we are going to now listen to this, people. We are going to disagree with each other. We're going to have all three are not going to agree. That's why there's three of us here. If it's just two of us, we'll be like, they just talking mess.
Amen in each other.
Right. So, but anyway, we're going to start off this broadcast, guys, and we're not going to be here long, as they say.
We're not going to be before you long.
We're not going to be before you long. But we're going to talk about first closing. Let's talk about the issues at hand. Since this is our inaugural voyage, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, guys, and that's the impeachment of Donald Trump.
Big impeachment of Donald Trump.
The big impeachment.
The House.
So before I say what I got to say,
Lord.
Well, let me set it up before you go there.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me set it up before you go there. And this just came hot off of NBC News tonight. It says that Trump impeached by the House for abuse of power, obstruction of Congress. Let me read a little bit here.
Right.
President Donald J. Trump was impeached on Wednesday tonight. That'll be 12/18/19. For the third time in our nation's history, the House of Representatives have voted to impeach a sitting president, followed by a day-long debate on whether Trump violated his oath in pressuring Ukraine to damage a political opponent. Trump was impeached on two articles. The first vote, 230 to 197, was to impeach him for abuse of power and was almost entirely on party lines. It was followed quickly by a second 229 to 198 vote that the president obstructed Congress. One Democrat, check this out, guys, Republican Tulsi Gabbard, I call him Tekashi 6ix9ine of Hawaii, right? Of Hawaii,
Wait. Now she a bad chick now. She a tough chick. She a tough chick.
Well, check this out. She voted She said, who's running for president? It says, running for president voted present on both articles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The trial in the GOP controlled the Senate on whether to remove the president will begin in early January.
Okay.
It is likely that Trump will be acquitted since the 2/3 majority is required for conviction and removal from office. We'll let it sit right there. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay. All right.
Because I know you want to get in it.
Right.
Well, I mean, just to make it quick, because we knew that the House was going to pass it. I mean, it's controlled by the Democrats. So it's like none of this is real big news. We knew this was going to happen. We knew they were going to vote for it. Now, what I need people to understand is that an impeachment is basically like an indictment in a criminal case. Okay? That's all it is. Now it has to go to the trial in the Senate.
Right.
The Senate is not, it's controlled by Republicans.
Right. We've already heard they're going to be impartial juror. We already know that.
We already know that, right?
Right. Nobody is defecting. I think you probably had like maybe 2 Democrats that defected that voted against the articles of impeachment, but Democrats still had enough votes. It's not going anywhere in the Senate. I am a firm believer that during this time now, the Democrats need to be doing what they need to do to strengthen the candidates that they have, because if not, the man is going to get a second term.
Come on, you're not going to speak that into existence.
No. But I mean,
realistically speaking,
it's possible.
I mean,
it's possible.
The Republicans don't have another candidate to challenge him, and right now the Democrats don't. Their best hope is Joe Biden, but if they don't strengthen that, then it's there's not going to be a whole lot they can do. Now, in saying that, I think that one way you may sway if he does, for him not to be elected again, if you can get at least 2 or 3 Republicans that will defect. Now, the Senate will still vote it down because they just have that many more votes.
Right.
But if you got a couple of Republicans to defect.
They won't do that, though.
I think.
Right.
Listen, you just said we're going to speak it into existence.
Right, but come on, man.
You might get 2 or 3 that may defect. Only because the 2 or 3 may actually be in areas where 45% of their constituents are Democrats.
That's true.
So,
but I don't know if they want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Trump, because they get if they get enough smoke from Trump about defecting, man.
You've got a couple of young Republicans on the Senate that I think will take that heat.
You think so?
That I think will take that heat.
You do. I think the Republican Party is the Republican Party, and what I mean by that, right or wrong, they're going to stick to the party as a whole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong, it's all about what the party looks like.
And history has taught us that that's exactly what they do.
Right.
This case, I think, is just a little bit different because you have a lot of Republicans that are only doing this for the party. They really don't like Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They really don't like him.
Right. That's true.
So I think there's a chance. Now, I mean, it's not a great chance, but I think you got some of those young Republicans that are probably right now thinking, what should I do? You know what I'm saying? How should I do this? I don't like the man. I don't like the man's policies, but I don't want to betray the party. So, it depends on how brave they are. If they
now that's the question. How patriotic are you for real? You know what I'm saying? Right. Because you're going to catch that smoke. You're going to catch that smoke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, if he gets reelected, they're definitely going to catch that smoke.
Right.
It's depends on how patriotic and how brave you are. You know?
Yeah. I think a lot of them don't understand patriotism because if they did, they wouldn't follow this man anyway. He has got to be the most unpatriotic Republican I've ever seen in my life.
He doesn't stand for what their party, quote unquote,
this
stands
guy
on.
Is a straight businessman. He operates as a business, and nothing is going to change that. No politics, no policy, nothing.
Never mind.
Okay, we'll go back. Okay, let's backtrack on something.
Okay, all right, let's backtrack.
For people who may not know what impeachment entails,
that's good.
Can you tell us what impeachment entail? What is impeachment and what does it entail? Is somebody going to jail at the end of
No,
the day?
we got to remember
Start
that
from the top and work your way down to that.
So we got to remember impeachment is a political process, not a criminal process.
Now you got to break down what political process is, because political process means that it's just basically the House saying or the Americans saying that you did something, we caught you and we slapped you on your wrist.
Shame on you. It's a public shame.
That's all. It's right. It's a
you
public shame.
You know what I'm saying? Like in Game of Thrones when they walked old girl down the street naked. And shame.
Whipping you, just a whip.
Shame. You know what I'm saying? That's what this was. You know what I'm saying?
Can we do that with him? Can we walk him down the street?
Well, you know that. But you know what?
Can we walk him down the street? But
here's the funny part. They did that to her, and she still ended up ruling anyway.
That's
right.
True.
Right.
But do we want to really see a naked Trump walking down the street?
Hey,
that would be a detriment to us as American people.
Right. Right. So yeah, people just gotta understand this is just a political process. Okay.
Right. This part of it, this front part of it is a political process. And that's why when people say when Republicans complain about the process of it, they don't really have anything to back that up, because like they want witnesses and all that, lawyers and all that. That has nothing to do with. That's just like the police investigating whether you did something wrong. There's no need for lawyers then.
Right. And then the funny part about it is they talked about process and all that kind of stuff. And so Democrats said, okay, here go a list of people who could possibly clear him. These are people that had firsthand knowledge of the call.
Right.
These people can clear him. These people can clear him. Y'all don't want them to come. Right. The president could come talk for himself. And he didn't want to come. But you want to sit around and talk about process.
Right.
And it's a sham and all that kind of stuff. Well, send the people that has the first-hand knowledge
that can clear you.
That can come and say, "Hey, man, the call wasn't about that. That ain't what he was saying." You know.
But they blocked it.
So you block it, and then you get in these hearings, want to talk all this stuff about due process, and he's all on Twitter talking about they didn't do it right and all this kind. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like even like today, they spent all day arguing again.
Right.
Over
process.
Over process.
I saw that. I'm like,
the Republicans can't say anything definitive about the actual call. The only thing they can do is scrutinize the process that the Democrats took to get to this point, which, in my opinion, I agree was very gangster of them to do. I totally believe that, but politics is a gangster type game. You know what I'm saying? All the way around. It's always been that way. So to me, I mean, yeah, they handled it real gangster, but they did the same thing that the Republicans did when they did it to Clinton. They just they took a personal matter,
right?
Literally a personal matter that didn't involve this country whatsoever.
A sexual indiscretion.
Took it and turned it into a whole moral compass about he's ruining the country by doing this and all this. Man, listen, the man got never mind.
Come on, man. Come on, mind.
We know what happened. It was fellatio. Right. We gonna give the correct
sexual terminology.
Okay.
Fellatio. Hey man, why you stopping, man? Come on.
The man had some personal relations with a woman.
He did not have personal relations with that woman. That's what that's what he said now.
Well, he told a bold-faced lie then. Now that's one thing you give him. He told a bold-faced lie then. When all he should have said.
And that's what they got him on.
Him out. Was right. That was really what got him when he perjured himself. So when it was simple, he should have said, "Okay, I did it. I got caught. It's between me and my wife. Let's keep going and do what we got to do."
Right.
But in this case, it's totally different. You had a man who pretty much said, and then they wanted to do it tit for tat. When he asked was it Belinsky? He asked him. He asked him. I need you to do us a favor, not me a favor.
Us a favor, though.
So my thing is, all right, that makes it even worse to me, man. Because you're not just speaking, trying to get a favor for you. You putting the country in this now.
Right.
Us means the country, so now you putting us in your mess.
But we know that us didn't mean us. Right. Us didn't mean us.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you're going through these type of hearings and they don't have anything else to stand on, wordplay becomes very important. How you say things becomes very important. So that's what they argue. That's what they argued about. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
they argue semantics at that point.
Right.
And trying to prove intent, you can't. How you prove somebody's intention?
It's hard.
You can't prove my intention.
You can't. My intentions.
That was stupid in the first place. You can't. We can't prove his intent.
Right.
The only thing we can do is base it off of his past history. He's a dickhead, and has always been a dickhead. So we know
that's my
Donald
boy.
Trump. We know Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we don't have to dig into nothing. The man is very vocal and outspoken about everything he does. That's where his gangsterism comes in.
He's the Twitter president.
Right. Like he don't care what he say, what come out his mouth, what he do at all.
He doesn't.
He does not care. So we have a history of this.
He doesn't fit in any repercussions. But
he's unscrupulous. You know what I'm saying? He has no scrupulous. Morals is low.
So when you have that history, I don't have to prove intent. If there is a man who has killed 20 people, and then a case comes up where we think he might have killed somebody else, I don't have to try to prove his intent in this case. He's a killer. Donald Trump is an idiot. We know this.
You ain't got to prove. We ain't got to prove this. We know this.
It's a known fact. It's a fact. It's a proven fact.
His intent has always been about himself.
Right.
Always.
Right.
That has never changed. So why all of a sudden now it's not about him? It's about the country.
Come on, y'all.
Come on, bro.
And it's about,
come on, fam.
He's just so concerned about corruption in the UK.
Man, he didn't even brought up in 3 years. He ain't talked about corruption at all. Zero times.
Now all of a sudden he's
Biden's
concerned about corruption.
Biden is in the race, and now you're concerned about corruption. Please.
I think we need to investigate Biden's son. Then come on.
So let's finish up because we didn't finish. We went through the impeachment process, the beginning of it, which was an inquiry. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Right.
An inquiry that happens in the House. Right. Now it moves over to the lawful side, which is where we get the removal, which is the Senate. So go ahead and talk about it.
So now we get an actual trial.
Because what I want to happen, guys, is many of us, and I do say us, and I mean people of color, black
folks, yes,
minorities, Puerto Ricans, and all those things that are darker hue. Sometimes we don't understand the process and we tune out. And we don't need to tune out. We need to be tuned in to what's going on because this will affect our future. And we're going to talk about things like Trump. He's done some things for the community. He threw us some fat back. He threw us some chitlins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's about what it was. What's left over from the pig. Right. People get happy over the chitlins.
Right. They got happy over it.
They got happy over that, but they still tune themselves out and don't understand really what's going on. So once again, the impeachment is twofold. Is one side is that you have to have an inquiry, which the House did. And the House said that we found this man guilty of obstruction of Congress.
Right.
And what was the other thing again?
Obstruction and you would ask.
I want to get it right.
Obstruction of Congress, abuse of power.
Abuse of power. All right. And so now it has moved over to the Senate side. Fred, you want to give us the insight on what's going to happen on the Senate side? We already know that. We already know that they're not going to put the man out because that's where the law comes in.
So it's easy, and when I explain this to people, if you got to translate these terms into criminal cases. Because it's a lot easier for people to understand it like that. So the impeachment was basically the indictment, okay? Like Steve said, the inquiry. So basically, same thing as when the DA gets together and try to compile his evidence for him to be able to bring an indictment and get somebody. So that's what happened. That's just what happened, okay? So now they have the impeachment. So now we have to move on to the actual trial, okay?
Now, LA law shows you the detectives doing what they're doing.
Right.
And the second half of the show is in the courtroom. We in the
courtroom right now.
Second half of the show now.
This for Pookie and them. We in the second half of the show where they going to the lawyer. They going to the court.
Is that what's the ding ding ding? What's the
gong.
So now we're moving on to the trial, and the Senate is the jury. Okay.
Okay.
So they are going to hear witnesses, just like you would in a criminal trial. And
Mm-hmm.
then they are going to vote on whether or not he should be removed. And of course, we know this is not going to happen. One major reason why it's not going to happen is because they are not going to call any witness that the Democrats have laid out. They're not going to call not one of those witnesses. I guarantee.
Not one.
Not one of them. They're going to call their own witnesses, probably these witnesses that the Democrats wanted in the first place. But now they've had a chance to be coached.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Like John Bolton.
Okay.
Right. So now they have a chance to coach these people and make sure, listen, when you get up here, don't say nothing stupid. You know, make sure you keep it cool. But either way, they can get up there. Somebody can get up there and say, hey, yeah, that man was trying to get a favor. He said it. I heard him say it. Doesn't matter. The jury still has to vote.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So basically, the jury's stacked. There's no way that Trump is going to get.
Remember, because this is still a political process. This is not determining whether or not, at this point, the Republicans don't care if he did something right or wrong.
Right, they don't care. They know he did something wrong, but they don't care.
Exactly.
Too many of them have said that the call was inappropriate.
Right.
He shouldn't have said that.
Right.
No president should have done. Republicans have said this.
Right.
But they still ain't going to vote him out of it. Because when you do that, first of all, one problem is he leaves, Mike Pence becomes president.
Dun, dun, dun.
Republicans, Democrats, first elephants, nobody want Mike Pence.
Nobody want Pence
as president. Period.
But check this out. I mean, it's gangster. If it did happen, the Democrats would be like, "Hey, this dude can't run for president. He's out," and then they have no viable candidate. I mean, you know, I can see why they rushed it. You know what I'm saying? Before the election really gets earnest and start.
Well, they had to because
it's not gonna work for them though.
Republicans were dead spot on when they said that this was a tactic by the Democrats to try to get Trump out before the election.
Yeah,
they were spot on when they said that.
It's true.
And I don't think the Democrats would really. They probably was. Yeah, they right about that. He was trying to get him up out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have any. They don't have any candidates. At one point, we had 20 Democrats.
Right.
That had put their names in. They had to be president.
Right.
20. I don't know how many we down to now, but we beat out the bunch.
You can probably count them on one hand at this point, can't you?
Pretty close. A lot of them dropped out. I think when Kamala dropped out, a few more dropped out after her because they figured if she wasn't getting the support.
Well, everybody's focused on Biden, really.
Biden and what's the lady?
Okay.
Steve, help me out.
What you want? I'm sorry.
The other Democratic.
You talking about? Dang. We got Biden, we got Wang. We got.
I can't think of that lady's name who was pretty close to Biden, but I think she's dropping away now. Also, just because
Warren. You talking about Warren?
Elizabeth? Yes.
Who?
Elizabeth
Warren is going low.
I mean, she isn't low, but she's not as. People are starting to lean more toward Biden. Again.
Right. Well, yeah, of course, because he has a more recognizable name. You got to understand and forgive me for those who are watching this, man. And I don't mean to insult you, and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your neighbor. The masses are stupid, man. The masses will go to who's in their face and not according to what a person's capabilities are. As we can see, that popularity got somebody in charge in office when they are not qualified.
So here's my thing with all of this, okay? Because I've heard people and I keep seeing people, talking about how bad he messed up the country and all this other stuff. And then I see people say how great the country is. Here's my thing to all those people who say he messed up the country.
I know.
Chill that. First of all, right now, the economy is very good. Take advantage of that. Stop sitting around and complaining about what he may have done and take advantage of what is happening on the positive side. You need to be doing that with any president. With any president. We didn't do it during Obama because we had a black president and we just got happy. And what happened when we had a black president? Black folks went to sleep. because we were just so happy that we had a black president.
We had one of our boys in office, yeah.
So we went to sleep. We didn't do anything. We didn't build. We didn't invest. We didn't spend any money. Now Trump is in. Now you want to talk about all the bad stuff he's done. Well, the economy is booming right now. Job growth is up. Unemployment is down. Take advantage of it. Stop sitting around and complaining.
Is it what it is because of Trump, or is it still the work of what Obama did?
No, at this point, you gotta credit.
Yeah, we're 3 years in.
Right, you gotta credit some of what Trump has done for that. Now, I believe there's twofold to that. I believe his policies have scared people into going to get jobs. Because when they went to talk about cutting off these food stamps and stuff.
Right, and Social Security.
Folks was like, oh, no, man, I got to get a job, man.
Let me go find something.
Well, let me go do something.
Right. Let me go do something because the stipulations were going to change. You know, they were saying you got to have some type of employment in order to get this stuff. So people went and got jobs. The tax cuts allowed for smaller businesses to be able to offer people jobs. That's where your job hike came. It didn't come from these big corporations. It came from small businesses.
Mom and pop.
Because the tax incentives were low.
Right.
I was able to take advantage of that. So therefore you can offer more jobs and you can offer health care and stuff. So I think the effect wasn't necessarily him just doing a good thing.
Right.
But the effect was on people's minds. People had
fear.
To think.
It was fear.
Fear.
Right. People had to start thinking.
Right.
And I believe, man, you know, that however it happened. Just take advantage of it.
Right.
Stop just sitting around. We sit around and we wait for the government. We talk about people on food stamps and government assistance. We dog them to death. But then when the president comes along and says, I'm just going to kill it all, now all of a sudden you're mad at it.
Right.
Oh, people need it and all that. Well, that ain't what you said a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, you was dogging Nene because she got $600 worth of food stamps and ain't worked in 10 years. You was all on Facebook dogging her about that.
Okay. You mentioned, and I don't know how long we have left, Steve, but you just mentioned take advantage of it. What can we do now to take advantage of the economy the way that it is now? If it's in a good state that you say that it's in, what can we do now?
It's real simple. Right now, jobs they're in demand and they're paying more. Okay. So at this point, what you need to do is you need to start coming up with ways to save, ways to invest. Get this stuff out of your head that you got to have $1,000, $10,000 to invest in something. It don't take all of that. It don't take all of that at all because we find money for anything that we need. You can save $5 out of your paycheck. Every paycheck you get for 6 months and take that money and go invest it in something.
Right.
Do some research, go find something to invest. See, we hear these words investing in a savings, man, and we come up with these big old numbers. There was a point in time where I was taking $1 out of my check. Then I started taking $5. Then I started taking $10. And what I did was that I started to use that money to help build my business. So I was using the workforce in order to start buying the equipment that I needed, the supplies that I needed in order to be able to start my business.
Say that one more time. So you use the workforce,
right,
your current job, to start seeding into where you want to go and what you want to do.
Exactly. I invested in myself. And people don't seem to understand that is an investment. That is an investment. Investments aren't always stock and real estate and property. It's not all. Sometimes it's just you organizing your hustle, whatever it is. To me, you got a lot of ladies, man, do hair in their house. You got a lot of dudes cut hair and all that. Man, organize that thing. Right. Take advantage of these tax cuts that this man just put out. Claim all this stuff. Get it tax deductible, man, and live. Get you a home-based business, and everything in your home becomes business-based.
That's right, and it becomes a tax write-off.
Write-off.
Come on, man. This stuff ain't rocket science. But if we were paying attention and listening to what the man was saying, instead of just writing him off because we hate him, stop being so emotional about it.
It's hard not to be, but I get you.
I understand that when I look at him, I get disgusted too. But when he goes to talk, when he first started saying tax cut for businesses, I was Say what now?
Say what now?
What you say? I was all up in it because he finally said something that I felt would affect me personally.
Okay.
And affect me for me to be able to go and pass this information on to help some other people. Because right now, man, we're not taking advantage of this stuff. We just sitting around letting it happen.
All right, guys, this has been an interesting first show. We didn't get to the topic at hand because once again, 45 sucked up all the oxygen
in the room.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta learn to leave him out of stuff, man.
Right. But guys, this is the first show of the Three Black Guys show. We're just speaking our truths and telling it how we feel and like it is for us in living as black men in America. And we're going to do another show coming up. We're going to talk about business next time. And we're going to listen to James Fred. He's going to give us some tips, man. And then we're going to get into some the touchy stuff like religion and all the other stuff. But guys, we appreciate you for watching. Hit that like button, slam on it, hit subscribe so you know when we come on YouTube. And we'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.
Check y'all later.
Hello. See you later. Peace.